She saw it. It happened. In the far village of Umunze, there lived a girl named Amara. Amara is a girl gifted by the gods. She sees what others cannot see, which made her an eyesore to the rest of the villagers, as they always looked at her with hate. Amara's vision started at a very young age. She foretold about the little girl that would fall into the river and drown. She advised the villagers that no one should near the river that evening, but no one believed her, and it happened. She also foretold about the palm wine tapper that would fall from the palm wine tree. That evening, she advised that no one should climb the tree, but they laughed at her, and it happened. That was when the villagers nicknamed her an evil child. Amara grew with that stigma. Each time she walked past other children, their parents would always pull them back while pointing angry hands at her. One evening, Amara went to the village stream to fetch water. Suddenly she froze, with her water pot almost falling off from her hand. She saw a fierce vision, a vision that she dared not to see. As she returned home from the stream, disturbed and worried, she related the vision to her mother. But her mother, out of fear, discouraged her from telling the villagers the vision. But the next evening, the vision returned, almost causing Amara to pass out. And this time the vision was more clearer, as if it was already happening. In the vision, she saw disaster that would come upon the villagers. She saw hunger, starvation, destruction that could lead the village to their doom. At that point, Amara knew that she couldn't withhold the vision any longer. She ran to the village square, shouting at the top of her voice. The shout attracted all the villagers, and soon they all gathered. She told them of the vision and what they must do to avert the vision from happening. The villagers, out of anger, yelled at her and warned her never to tell them such nonsense. If that wasn't enough, some villagers followed her home and promised to banish them if Amara ever told them such negative and scary things again. They warned her to stay on her lane and keep her scary things to herself and to her mother. Weeks later, what Amara foretold began to happen. First, it was the village stream. It suddenly dried up, leaving dead fishes on the dry ground. Rain stopped completely, leaving the sun at its work. Soon the farm crops began to die, as the land cracked, looking dried under the fierce sun. Livestock began to die. Hunger and starvation became their daily bread. And so, little by little, almost the village was consumed by the disaster Amara once foretold. The village of Umunze became a shadow of itself. A village that was once filled with life and prosperity became an empty and abandoned village. In the middle of the forest, inside a small hut, Amara and her mother sat down beside the burning fire. They were the only survivors of the disaster. Amara leaned on her mother's body and asked, "Why does the villagers hate me so much?" If only they had listened, just this once. Her mother reassured her that what happened wasn't her fault, but the gods punished them for their doubts and disbelief. That night, Amara stood on top of the mountain, watching the ruined village from a distance. She shook her head and said, "I wish I never had this vision. I wish I wasn't born with this gift. But what can I do? I am whom I am, and I wish everyone would learn from Umuze's story.